Cheers folks and welcome to my channel. Today is a different topic that I usually vlog about. Today is actually quite some revelation day, and it's about a topic that we as an alliance, as well as probably some other alliances, have been suspicious about for quite some time now. And that is the funny fact that NYC Guardians claim their top position through, as we would say, means of collusion, cheating, fraud. Unfortunately, so far, none of this could really be proven. Until today, because of the insane stupidity of one of their members, we finally can prove that NYC Guardians are a bunch of cheating frauds. So on their starting page, they are clearly showing their pride for being the winners of Seasons 1, 3 and 5 in Alliance War. And what I hope to do also throughout this video is to convince you that most likely none of those victories have been achieved by purely legitimate means. But how again did that whole revelation story start? How did we find out, how was it discovered that they have ways of cheating themselves into their victories? Well, it all started with the last wave of bans, and one member in particular of NYC has been banned in that wave, and that is the member called Blythe. Now here you see an excerpt from the line chat where he's actually admitting that he's being banned, and he also shows very clearly that he goes with a lot of different names on his profile account, starting with Dr. Blythe. By now, his actual name is Nuclear Launch. That's also the name that he used in his email that he wrote to Kabam, where he complained bitterly about the fact of being banned and that it must absolutely be a mistake. But the first thing, interesting thing about this email that he wrote is that he actually mentioned that his current account is called Nuclear Launch. And Nuclear Launch, I also show you the profile right here. That's the profile that's being banned from the game, and it is the NYC Guardians profile, which then had to be replaced. But even more interesting is that he tries very, very hard now to prove that he is innocent, that he was banned for the wrong reason. So what he did is he uploaded a video here on YouTube, and you can see this is his account. It says here Dr. Blythe. He's calling himself on YouTube Quake Player, and the funny thing is, he is trying to convince the community that he has been banned because he is too good for the game. I mean, that you have just to let it sink in for just a second. I mean, that's just pathetically insane. But okay, you can imagine him thinking that, I'm too OP for this game. I do so much damage with my Quake. Kabam thought I'm using mods because I do so much damage, but I'll show you that I'm just a super skilled player. I mean, sorry, how pathetic is that? That is as pathetic as it can be. Nobody gets banned for being too good at the game. But if you think that's part of the revelation, that's actually not part of the revelation. Part of the revelation is that he shot that video, and since his account is banned, his current account, Nuclear Launch, is banned, of course he had to shoot it from another account. One of his other accounts, because also in his email to Kabam, he very much shows and he very much states that he owns multiple accounts on multiple devices. The funny thing is now, which account did he use to actually record that video? And for this, you can just zoom into and look at the very first second of the video. Now, the first hint is when he is playing, below his playing screen, it shows his battle group information. And there it already shows the name Tram Runner. And that is, just a first hint, but you can't maybe perfectly read the profile on top if it's really him. So what you do is you enlarge that part of the video and also try to make it better readable. And then it becomes very clear that, yes, actually that profile that he is using to record is Tram Runner. And then you think, what an odd coincidence. Why? Well, because Tramrunner was part of MNG back in Season 6. We recruited him back in Season 6, actually just in off-season, between Seasons 5 and Season 6. And he was part of our alliance. And you see here a screenshot which proves that, because it shows how he had placed his defense. And on top you see Marvel's Notorious Gamers, that's us, that's my alliance, and Tramrunner was part of that defense. Now, oddly enough, during that season, there was a lot of strange things happening. And also Tramrunner there was always something a little bit fishy about him. It was discussed a little bit also in his battle group. Like he would join late. He would, for example, here you see a screenshot of a conversation where he had placed the wrong defense, despite the fact that he got clear instructions. He placed a wrong defense by accident. Then there's another screenshot here which shows that basically nobody really knew what time zone he was in. So he was joining when he wanted, he was on where he wanted, he was not available. So it was really difficult to actually find out when to be able to talk to him and when to expect him and when you do the whole path planning and so on. He just, did as he pleased, and didn't really also communicate clearly what time and anything suits him best. And then things got really weird, and we had people, like the moment we would, for example, hit the search button for the matchmaking in Alliance War, people would contact us and say, "Oh, we know that you are searching right now." I mean, things that people just can't know. And they had fun, apparently, rubbing it in our faces that they had some intel into our alliance. So it was very clear there was some sort of mole placed into our alliance, and we had literally no clue who that was. We only knew that all our information from our alliance got out, and to not only our competitors, or let's say not only the ones who placed the mole, but also basically they could give that intel to any other alliance they feel could actually harm us. Now the problem is we didn't know who that mole was, but we assumed it was somebody from NY, because that's where most of the requests were coming from, to know actually about our search times and so on. So they were really teasing us, teasing our members by telling them basically, "Oh, we have intel on you, and you don't know anything about it." Now, that also made our leader, for example, reach out to the leader at that time of the New York Guardians, and actually just teasing him by saying, you have apparently a mole in our alliance. And the funny thing is, the other leader, he doesn't even deny it. He doesn't even deny it. And that's the thing about, people with such big egos, people that are so full of themselves. The moment that they know, oh, you anyways can't prove anything, they're so cocky that they even, they enjoy playing with that kind of information, and doesn't even deny the fact that he has placed some mole in there. He's just trying to turn it into some kind of joke. But basically from that moment on, we knew that there was something really fishy going on within our alliance that apparently was triggered from NYC Guardians, but we couldn't really prove it at that time. Until the ego of one person got way too big and made him choke. And that's our dear friend Blythe, who gave us this intel that he's at the same time also Tramrunner, means he placed his secondary account as a spy into our alliance. And funny thing is also, after we kicked him, because all of that fishy thing that he did, at the same time he also died a little bit too often, especially in the close wars. We lost 2 wars in Season 6. That's the most we ever lost in any season. So he was clearly the one of the weakest links, so we kicked him. And then we found out he actually joined NYC Guardians, and we were so relieved. We were like, oh my god, thank you. They have the noob. Oh my god, they will be so weak next season. They have the noob. And then after a very short while within NYC Guardians, he changed again to another alliance, and we thought, damn, they found out that he's actually a weak member, so they got rid of him. So too bad. But then again, he joined again just very recently, NYC Guardians. And now with this video and with all the intel on that account being a spy account, a secondary spy account, all the puzzle pieces come together and it suddenly all makes sense. When he first went to New York Guardians for between seasons 6 and 7, always between seasons there's people retiring, people leaving, so he was filling them up, he was filling a place up, a vacancy up. And then once they recruited back all the open spots, they sent him again somewhere else, probably again to spy on some other alliance. And then what happened now with the recent wave of bans is that Blythe got banned. So how do you replace a short-term vacancy? It's very difficult to replace a short-term vacancy because people are locked up during season in their alliances and it's not easy to make them switch, not at all. It's like really, really difficult. So what do? You take in a secondary account again, Tram Runner. Because the one thing you should know as a top alliance, you do not take back a player who is proven to be a bad player. So if Tram Runner would have been kicked in the first place because he was not living up to the expectations of NYC, as he did not live up to the expectations of Marvel's Notorious Gamers, MNG, then he wouldn't have been taken back by them. But the fact that they have taken him back again shows he's just filling vacancies. It's a spy account that's deliberately sent to other alliances to spy on them, and when they need somebody to fill a short-term vacancy, then Tram Runner is just coming back to their alliance. And with especially again hinting to the fact that Blythe claims to have multiple accounts on multiple devices, there could be I don't know how many accounts actually out there that serve as spy accounts in other top alliances, Tram Runner basically just being one of them. So we have no idea, but we have to assume that NYC, has been placing numerous mole accounts in other top alliances, thus manipulating alliance wars season after season after season. Because what's happening, of course, when you have a mole account in your own alliance, in your own organization, is that you have somebody who can die as they please if they want you to lose a war. Secondly, they know exactly what time you are searching, so if they want to arrange matchmaking for you and make sure that you, meet tougher alliances, easier alliances, other alliances as they please, they can arrange that for you. And on top, of course, they have all your defense. They send all screenshots of your defense to the opposing alliance. So if you have a mole in your own organization and they want to sabotage you, they want to make sure that you lose a war, they will manage. And that's what they did with us in season 6, where we lost 2 wars, and funnily enough, everybody knew exactly when we were searching. Now, the really interesting fact is that you would think NYC, when they know when we search and when they know all our defense, when they know all our secrets, they would have the guts to meet us themselves. No, they are so afraid of us and they are so scared of us. They don't do the dirty work themselves. They send other alliances. They arrange matchmaking. They trick other alliances into searching at the same time that we are searching so that they can basically match. And then they deliver all our defenses to other alliances and basically make sure that we lose the war so they can claim the #1 position at the end of the season. So that's how NYC really works. And in order to at least do one thing, because for very obvious reasons, Blythe will change the name of the Tram Runner profile in the very near future. So what I do is I post the profile also with all the details on which are the champs and what are the statistics in PvP matches and so on, how often he has been MVP in wars, just so that you know whenever you get this account trying to be part of your alliance, you should be very alerted and you should say thank you but no thank you. And now at the end, also to summarize a little bit, let me make a couple of points crystal clear, especially when it comes to punishment from Kabam's side on accounts or alliances. First of all, concerning Blythe. You have been banned because you're a cheater. People do not get banned for being too good at the game. And to all the people who viewed his videos, and I've seen some of the comments of people down there, and they're like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. Have you been banned for being so skilled? And that. Forget about it. don't believe a thing. If people have been banned for the wrong reason, it happened in the past, their accounts got reinstated. If alliances got docked for the wrong reasons, they and their ranking got reinstated, like Kenobi in Season 6. If you are still being banned, then you have proven to be a legitimate cheater. And everybody knows that Blythe has several accounts. Everybody knows he's been a merc for quite a while now. So, as it's quite a lucrative business now to either grind champs in the arena for other people or to grind so you can sell donations to other alliances, how do you improve your profits? You use bots and mods. So, most probably, can't prove it, but most probably, that's exactly what happened and that's exactly what he used, and he's still being banned. So clearly he was not being banned for the wrong reason, which he claims in his videos. Also, interestingly enough, if you look at the cutoff in the arena over the past few weeks now, or last week at least, since that wave of bans occurred, dropped quite significantly. So the fact that actually all those bot grinders have now been removed from the game shows that now, with the legitimate players grinding for champs in the arena, the cutoff of the champs is dropping significantly. So actually, yes, Kabam cleansed and purified that for the very right reasons by taking out all the cheaters in the arena. And then coming to the higher level of overall alliances, NYC. Again, they show with pride how they won seasons 1, 3, and 5. Now, what they don't show on their front page is that they got docked 3 out of 7 seasons. Of course, if you ask them, they always had very good excuses why they were, again, docked for the very wrong reasons. Because people who are too full of themselves and people who are cheaters, they always try to find excuses. They never have the guts and the balls to just stand up and say, yeah, we legitimately did something wrong, so we got punished for the very right reasons. Of course not. Of course not. But let me tell you something. You don't get docked 3 out of 7 seasons by accident. Not happening. You're getting docked 3 out of 7 seasons because you're doing shady shit every single season. And it just means that most likely the 3 seasons that you won, you were just not discovered. Funnily enough, Season 6, NYC placed number 2. And that's exactly the season where they placed their spy account into our alliance. They didn't get docked in Season 6. So, you can be sure they pulled their cheating stuff every single season. And I personally don't think that they belong up there. And I personally believe that they should be banned from Alliance Wars for at least the next 2 seasons, because they are occupying places in the top spots that otherwise could be filled with very legitimate, fair playing alliances. Because the stupid thing about the system with docking, and that's the only thing that, Kabam is doing, maybe not perfect on this topic, is they are docking mid-season. Now, that means that mid-season, NYC drops from usually one of the top 3 spots down to Platinum 1. But it also means that then they still have 2 weeks to climb back into Master Bracket. And that's exactly, again, also what happened now in Season 7. They got docked mid-season, but already now, 1 week before the big final, they are already back to place number 11 in the Master Bracket. So they don't care. If with that method, if with those shady principles, you're able to win 3 seasons, you can very well accept that you're getting docked 3 other seasons and still claim master rewards. That doesn't hurt so much. You're not being docked down to gold 3 or whatever, so you don't really hurt that much. The pain is minimal. So in the end, why should you change a winning strategy? And that's why I think it's enough. I've had it, and that's why I'm making this video, knowing that most likely it will cause also a certain shitstorm. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I think it's everybody's right to know what is really going on. And if you join me in my assessment, and I try to be also very fact-based and also show the very clear evidence of what is going on, then feel free to like this video. Even more importantly, feel free to share this video, make it heard, spread the news, and I am done for today, and I hope to see all of you very soon on my channel again for then more of my war videos. Cheers, folks.